Hey everybody, as promised I'm going to show you how to remove the radio in my Audi B5. If you have a aftermarket double-din kit fitted to your car and you need to, or if you're going to fit a double-din aftermarket Metra Kit to your car, you would probably want to know how to do this. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. And the reason I'm actually taking the radio out is because I want to fit the DVR, and I didn't actually hook these cables up to my car. I just got to check in my display that I actually have this cable in view. So this cable plugs into the back of my head unit, and then this is the actual plug I'm really interested in. This is the auxiliary video in, and it says front camera. I don't know if you can see that, if you can focus on that, but it says front camera. And the reason I never fitted this is because this is the iPod connection or connector for the head unit, and I don't have an iPod. I have an Android system or Android phone and an Android system on the car, so the two actually talk to each other seamlessly through Bluetooth. So I can play all my music direct from my phone via Bluetooth onto the head unit, so it actually works very, very great. So without any further ado, let's get to taking the head unit out, and then I will cut to fitting the DVR. Right, so the first thing we got to do is we got to take this off, and I've got the key in the ignition because I need to move the shifter right to number 2. This is a 5-speed Tiptronic gearbox, so the reason I do that is so that I can actually pull the radio out and let it rest here. And you can see I've got this kitchen towel so that it doesn't scrape this, because this wasn't me, by the way, but all these scratches over here and on the wood are actually from previous people working on the car. So this actually comes off very easily on my car. It has 6 clips on it, on the inside, as you can see there, and these clips clip onto there and there and over there and there and there and there, not there, there. So you can just remove this and then put it one side, and I'm going to put it in the box. I've got all my tools here, and the main thing I really need is I need some screwdrivers, a star screwdriver, and I've got a flat nose screwdriver. I've got the cable, I've got my trim removal tools, and I've got some automotive material tape, and mine's pretty dirty, but it doesn't really matter. It's sticky on both sides actually, but the sticky on the one side wears off after you've put it in. The reason I use this tape is because if any wires are moving around inside the dashboard when you're driving, they will not rattle or make any sounds. So the first thing we've got to do is get the ignition on, and my radio is probably going to switch on now, but I'm going to move that there. Now, as you can see, I do have power. I just want to switch off the climate control. Now, I cannot pull the key out of the car, and this is why I've switched the radio off. So everything's pretty live right now. You can disconnect the negative terminal on the battery. It's probably a good idea to do that if you're not sure what you're doing. But I've done this so many times. I've had the radio out of the car so many times that now I must apologize. The light is actually not very good in here. I'm going to try and close the door. See, that'll make a difference. Not really, but anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys how to remove the radio, and you'll see that the radio, the head unit, is connected to this entire dash surround, which fits in here. This is the Metra Kit. So I'll show you what the Metra Kit actually looks like once I've removed it. Okay, so I'm ready to remove the radio head unit now, and you'll see I'm using my trim tools because it's the easiest thing that I can use. You can't really use a screwdriver because it's too small, and I've got to just press these clips inward to clip it out. It's quite a fight. Okay, now it's out. And all we can do is we can slide the radio head unit right out. I'm just going to try and catch this with my camera at the same time. So all I need to do is lie the radio like that, because that's all I really need. I'm just going to try and get the camera closer. Okay, so I've got my camera, I've got my head unit out. You'll see I still got the sign here. It says remove screws before using. This is for the DVD player. And it gives you actually a very nice diagram on the radio for what actually goes where, so you know what to do with the various plugs that are supplied with the radio. And now you'll see there's a huge cacophony of wires here in the back, and you'll see I've actually spliced these wires that are spliced here for the accessories. That is the DVR that is currently hooked up to the car. So this is why I've got the tape, because I'm going to disconnect this and remove the wire completely, as well as the mirror. So I'm going to show you also how to remove this mirror from the car. It's actually very easy. There's an Allen key, there's an Allen key in there, and then all you do is you just twist it that way. So I'll be twisting it that way and then pulling it off the windshield. So for now, the mirror can stay there. Let's concentrate on the head unit. I'm going to connect this cable to the head unit now. So I have my wire connected now, and here are the 3 wires I don't need, and here is the connector I do need, because of the fact that I have a system where I can actually see the video input on my DVR. I'm gonna hook this up. If you don't have, if you got like a factory fitted unit on your car, and you know, for some reason you don't have a video input on your head unit on your factory car, then you don't have to sweat with this particular DVR, because you can use the app to see, you know, to connect via Wi-Fi to the DVR, and then you can do all your settings on the screen on your phone and set it up the way you want it. So I've actually got this all hooked up now, and I've disconnected the 3 wires from the mirror. That's these 3 wires here: ground, accessory, and battery positive. But I had a problem. I tried to remove the wire from the car, and here's the fuse panel here, here's the wire here, and here's the end cable that plugged into the antenna. This was routed up all through there in the hood lining to the mirror, but I did such a good job of routing it inside here that I actually have to remove the bottom portion of the dash. So what I've done is I've unscrewed that screw, and I've unscrewed that screw, and I've unscrewed that screw, and I've unscrewed that screw over there. And those screws will look like this. That's what they look like. And now I'm just going to pull the dash out, and you'll see I still got labels here, footwell light, for when I removed the dashboard. You see there's some relays and stuff in here as well, a control unit. I don't know what this is, but I'm not going to mess with it. So I just need to disconnect the interior light, the footwell light, and then we can actually pull this out and place it in the back of the car. So I'm just going to chuck this in the back, on the back seat, and now I've got to see where I routed this wire to, because I know I took it through here, and you can see I put some of this tape on there so that it wouldn't make a noise, and I'm pulling it all. Now I've had to take the bottom portion of the dash off just to remove this cable, and you can see here it is. And and we can just pull it through there. I'm going to cut that cable tie off. So I routed it through underneath the steering column of the car. I'm gonna have to cut it here so that I can just get to this and take it out, and then we can start the installation. Right, so I've got the cable removed. Now I have to remove the mirror. So what I've done is I've actually using this Allen key. It's a tiny little Allen key. I've loosened. The standard mirror that comes with the car doesn't have these little Allen keys, but all you got to do is you just twist it that way and it comes off, and that's the goodie that's on the car, and this is what it looks like at the back. So to put it on the car, you would put it on like that, and then you twist it, and then it's in place. And that's the factory fitted one, but this one has these little, you see there, it has these little Allen keys which push these things in on the side and makes it fit even tighter. Because, you know, I suppose various cars have various tolerances, you know, not all cars are built the same, so I suppose that's the reason they do that. So this is my old mirror DVR, so I'm gonna just put that aside. I'm gonna put it there in the box. And you'll see that, you know, here's my blackout that I was talking about that I'd made for the car. And I just want to show you the front. Essentially, that's what it looks like from the outside. You can see a slight ring around there, you know, where the mirror, where the windshield's original blackout is. If you guys can make it out. But it's very, very slight, and I don't think people even pick that up. So I'm gonna fit the mirror last because I've got to first check that the DVR is working, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook it up to here. So for the testing purposes, what I've done is I've already had a look at the fuse box, and I don't know if you're gonna see the fuse light here, but you'll see that if I'm putting it to that fuse, these are the two fuses I'm going to use. The reason I'm using these two is because these are accessory fuses. I tested them with the test light that was supplied with the DVR, and right now you see nothing's happening. But if I turn on the key to the on position, watch the light now. If I touch that, so you're going to see the light will come on. See there? It's live. It's live. So these two are live, and I'm just going to turn the key back off, and they will not be working now. So the reason I'm doing that is because I want the DVR to switch off when I switch the car off, and I want it to switch on when I switch the car on. So you need an accessory that's going to do that. And what I did is I had a look. You can judge by the fuse layout over there, corresponding to the list down here. Now I made the sticker myself. I typed it up and I put a clear film over it so that you know, to protect it. Because this is new and it didn't come with the original sticker on it like, you know, it does from the factory. These things tend to break when, you know, the dealer takes them off, and the dealer has, I see, already cracked this one right there. You can see it's cracked. So I've got another backup in the closet in case this one breaks, and because I like things to look nice in the car. So, you know, you can see this one's still fairly new. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a test. I'm just going to hook the camera up again to the tripod so that I can have my hands to myself and hook the DVR up and just do a test. I'm going to hook it up into the fuses and then hook it up onto the video, switch the radio on. I've taken the radio's fuse out, by the way. You'll see the radio's fuse is lying here, and the radio's fuse goes right in the bottom over there. and this is a 20 amp fuse. So in order to switch everything on, I'm going to have to turn on the ignition, put in the radio fuse, turn on the ignition, and check if the auxiliary in is displaying what the DVR is sending to it. So that's next. Right, so I've hooked it up now, and I'm just resting it on my knee, the radio, so that, okay, all my radio stations are luckily still there. Wow, I thought disconnecting the radio would change that. So I need to find my auxiliary input, and that would be that. Let's have a look. So it says no video signal, and I'm going to turn the DVR on. So DVR should be working. Oh, DVR will be working now because I've turned the ignition on. So there we go. We have, I just want to, sorry, I need to go back here. I just need to turn my Wi-Fi off because it's this Google error is irritating. And let's just go back to auxiliary. And as you can see, I've got, here's the camera, and whatever we are showing in on the camera is showing on the DVR. I mean, whatever's showing on the DVR is showing on the head unit. So that's just basically a view out of the so you can see what it says there. It looks like it's recording already. It reset itself. Now it's recording again, I think. I'm not really sure. I've got to figure out how it works once I get the menus. But the nice thing is it is working. So I'm going to show you guys what I actually did here. So this is just for a test. I'm going to hook it up now for real. And I just want to turn the head unit off. Okay, so I've now connected the video plug or video cable into the radio. And that leads to a splitter over here. And if I can just get through past these wires, I've plugged, I just want to turn the ignition off. I've plugged the battery positive and the accessory into both of them into accessories. And I've connected the ground. Now I just want to give you a little bit of advice before even plugging these into your fuse box. Always make sure your ground is attached first and then connect these up, because I haven't disconnected my battery. So the moment you just plug these in without grounding, you can cause some kind of short on your car, and it's not very nice to have that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unplug the DVR. I'm going to route this cable through here and up through there and up to there, and it's going to come out nicely over there. And then I'm going to do a fitment test to see how the mirror is going to fit and how the spacing of the DVR unit needs to be so that the mirror can actually fit properly and the DVR can fit properly. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like once I've hooked it all up. But I hope this helps in the meantime. And I suppose we're going to cut to a scene where everything's nice and neat again in my car and not so haphazard. So before I put everything together, I just wanted to show you guys, I have the cable in here for the DVR unit now. So it's just waiting to be married to the DVR unit. And it's, what I did is I just shoved it in here with my hands, and then using my trim tool, because the windshield fits very tight here, and you can see I've got a little bit of cable showing there. So I've just routed it all along there, and I've just shoved it in with the trim tool, and I can see a bit of cable showing down there, and all we have to do is, there is a little bit of play in the cable there, so it's quite nice. Luckily there is enough cable. I don't know how they measure this, but there was just enough cable to run it all along here. And then it actually, I pulled it through here, and the split is actually there. So the splitter is there, and I've used a cable tie just to tie it to the fuse relay, so that it, the relay box, so that it doesn't clatter around when I drive. I can't stand rattles, and I've left these as they were. I didn't have to disconnect them. And then this is the video cable. So the video cable runs all along here, and I've run it actually through these, I don't know what this is on the steering column, but it's there for a reason. I ran it through there, and this is my GPS antenna, by the way. I should actually neaten that while I'm in here too. But the video cable runs all along here, and I've used a cable tie just to fasten it onto that. And I've got some tape here just to stop any rattling, and then it runs behind here into the box, and it comes through here on the center console and plugs into the head unit. So everything's working great. I'm going to put everything together now once I've just sorted out that GPS antenna wire, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay guys, just quickly, I'm about to put the radio back in its position. I haven't screwed the dash in yet. I'm going to do that now. But I just want to show you, on the Metra Kit, the radio is actually connected to the Metra Kit via these screws here on the side. And you'll see the Metra Kit has these guides. You see those guides over there? And it has the same guide over there. Now that guide slides in, and you'll see inside there, I don't know if you can see, try and focus. You see there's an angled piece inside there where I can't actually get in there, I'm sorry, but I don't know, maybe you can see better there. So those guides will guide in there, they slide up and into place, and once I've got it in, this is really just how it goes in, and it will slide up. I've got wires and cables in the way, which I must just sort out. And then you'll see the two hooks. They just clip in to the radio cage of the car, into that hole there and into that hole over there. And those are the two clips that you have to undo when you pull the Metra Kit out of place. I just thought I'd show that to you guys, so that if anyone's in doubt as to how the Metra Kit works, this is how it works, and it works really great. Right everyone, I've got my stereo is back in the head unit's back in the dash, and you can see it's actually recording right now what's going on in front. This is basically how it looks behind the mirror. Now what it did is, I see it pulled some of my blackout away from the windshield when I stuck it on. Maybe I stuck it on too soon, but I can always sort that out at a later date. I'm not really too concerned about it. So you can see what it looks like. You can barely see it when you're driving in the car. It's out of the way, it's unobtrusive. There are the controls on the side. So I wanted to show you guys how I connected with the I just want to connect to my phone, how I connect the app. I've loaded the app on my phone, and the app is actually called Final Cam. It's that one there. So I'm going to open it, and it's automatically connecting to where can I not have so much reflection, but you can see it's connected to the camera. Now I'm going to go somewhere where it's not so reflective. I can actually see myself walking away. Okay, now unfortunately my screen, thanks to the okay, I'm inside the house now, so if you tap on it, you got all your settings here. You can go to the menu, settings menu. I can't see, it's difficult to see with the camera, but I hope you can actually see that. That's the camera name, camera password, auto recording on, format. I've done a format already. Advanced settings gives you, I've set the G sensor on, gives you the TV mode and the recording file interval, which you can set at off. You can set it at 3 minutes, 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I really don't know how this is going to come out on. So yeah, when I walk back out now, you will see me actually walking out with my camera and my phone. So there I am, and there's the car. So it's working very, very well. I'm very, very happy with it. And what it did, I didn't know how to set the date, because there you can see it's got the date and the time now, but I didn't really know how to set the date. And automatically when I loaded the app and connected via the Wi-Fi to the phone, it automatically set the time based on, and the date based on my head unit. So, and also on my phone. I think it was actually not on the head unit, but rather the phone. So that's great. It just updated itself, and that's really what I was trying to do, is the date and the time. So I don't know how this thing's going to record, but I'm going to do another review. I'll do a review video on this unit and show you guys a nighttime video and a daytime recording video, so that you guys can see what it actually looks like. So that's it in a nutshell. It's fitted, and all I have to do now is put my fuse box cover back, and all the wires are nice and neat, and we are done. Thanks for watching.